Not many things piss me off more than these current diesel emissions regulations. There's an old saying that goes, you don't shit where you eat. And that's exactly what these standards do. They're destroying diesel trucks, they're hurting the economy, and they are not saving the environment. But there is possibly some big legal changes that are coming that could change all of that. I want to talk about all of that in this video, why I think it's such a big deal, and what's coming. And what are the situations where maybe you can already legally delete your truck. First thing I want to do is show you my truck in case you're new here. This is my 2022 Ram 2500 that I paid $83,000 for. Now, the reason I justified spending that much money on a truck is I need the ability to haul heavy equipment, and diesel trucks have this reputation that they will run for 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles. But that was before all this garbage got put on them. Now, what I have is a really expensive time bomb, and I'm just waiting for it to blow up on me.
So I have two disclaimers that I want to give at the start of this video. Number one is I don't want to talk about politics on this channel. I think that all of us should be able to talk about trucks and tractors and equipment and chainsaws without having political bias forced down our throat. If you have a different political opinion than me, I respect your right to have that opinion. I think we can both be good people while disagreeing on important things. And I've tried to keep politics off of this channel, but there's really no way to talk about this topic without having a political lean, and I'm sorry about that. But I have started a second channel, and from now on I want to put anything that's even remotely political onto my other channel, Rock Hill Off Grid. And if you like the political conversations, you can go over there. If you don't like them, I'm going to try to keep them off of this channel after this video. The second disclaimer here is that this video is sponsored in part by the Diesel Dudes. The Diesel Dudes is a website that sells delete components and tuning components and all kinds of other parts for diesel trucks. And if you're ever thinking, well, is this guy giving a biased opinion because of a sponsorship? Absolutely not. You can see my video from 2 years ago where I said the exact things I'm saying today. My opinion is unchanged. The way I came about a sponsorship with the Diesel Dudes is there is serious legislation in Congress right now that could make it legal to delete your diesel truck. And that got me excited. I really want to delete my truck because these emission systems are destroying our trucks. What I said about don't shit where you eat, that's what's happening. Your truck burns diesel fuel and then it's pumping the waste material back into the engine and trying to reutilize it, and that's a gross oversimplification of not exactly what's happening, but the point is, you can do your research on how emission systems works, how your regen system works, and your DPF filters, and your EGRs, and all the other different components. What matters for the context of this video is that all of that is really harmful to your truck. It's also really, really expensive. It's really expensive to put it on your truck. It's really expensive to repair it. So when I found out that there was a real possibility that we could see the restrictions on defeat devices rolled back, I started doing my research. What would it cost me to delete this truck? Where would I get the parts? And on, and looking into it, watching all the YouTube videos I could find. I come to the Diesel Dudes. They sell complete delete kits for any truck out there. You just put in your model of truck, and as you're placing the order, at some point they're going to ask you for your VIN number to make sure you're ordering the right thing, stuff like that. That they will ship you everything you need to delete your truck. Now, I can legally already delete my truck, but if I do, I can't license it for highway use today. Now, government trucks, if the Army orders a truck, if the government orders a truck, they get it without these emissions components. Crazy as that is, they do. And that's been the case. But I wanted the products like this. This is a tuner that I can legally put this on my truck, and I can modify the way my truck operates. This allows you to control the fuel mix and different things on your truck. I can put this on, but I can't legally today use this to delete my emission system. So I've got this, and I'm going to use it in a way that's legal, because I wouldn't come on YouTube and tell you guys to do something that's illegal. But the first day that it becomes legal to delete your emission system, I'm deleting my truck. Day one. Absolutely, 100%. I'm getting the full kit from the diesel dudes, and all of that, you know, exhaust components are coming off, the computer's being changed. No more DEF for me. I'm just not doing it if I don't legally have to. Okay, so we're on the Diesel Dudes website right now. You can shop delete bundles. This is a Canadian company with worldwide shipping. But that means if you're in the US, they are in our time zone, and obviously you're going to get English-speaking customer service. Now, here are a lot of the things you can get from them, from, you know, tuners, full delete kits. You can get just the exhaust. You can get bundles. And essentially what you're going to do is look up your vehicle. So if you have a 2013 to 2018 Ram with the 6.7, a full delete bundle is going to cost you $1,800 essentially. And that's going to come with your tuner, your EGR, which is basically the computer that runs it, and a full exhaust. And a lot of these are affordable kits, but it really depends on the truck you're getting. There are lots of options here. Here's some things about the company. Now let's look up my truck, because every truck is going to be different, and you're going to get different things in the truck or in the kit for each different truck. Here's a Ram Cummins 6.7 full delete bundle for a 2022 to 2024. So this is my truck. You saw a lot of those are like $1,000 total, whereas this one is $6,400. And I'm hoping that I can put a discount code in the video description and the pinned comment to save you guys a little bit of money on this. So make sure to check that out before you visit the website. But this is kind of what I would get for a full delete on my truck. It's going to come with the Race Me Shift on the Fly Delete Tuning Kit. And this is what I've already got, what I've already shown you. This tuning kit allows me options to do different things to improve power and fuel economy without doing anything that is currently illegal. But if you do the rest of the delete and you get a new Mopar ECM and the complete EGR delete kit and the stainless steel full exhaust system, and you completely delete your truck, then you have more options for what you might want to do with this tuner. And, you know, for me, I've been talking about the reason I want to tune my truck is because I don't want the emission system causing my truck premature failure. But for a lot of you, probably what you're looking for, and what I'm also interested in, is more power and better fuel economy. These kits will give you more power and better fuel economy. Now, of course, they've got videos and tons of information about, you know, how you do it, how everything works, complete instructions where this can be done as a DIY setup, or you can have a professional install it. One thing to keep in mind is I'm just sharing hypothetical situations here. These are things that someone could choose to do if they want, but as I've already said multiple times in this video, it is currently illegal to delete the emission system on your truck. We're talking about if it becomes legal and you have a Ford 6.7 Power Stroke from 2015 or 2016, you can improve the performance, the fuel economy, the power, and the longevity of your truck for $1,700 by ordering from the Diesel Dudes. So let's talk about the possible legislation. We've already heard the president say that he's going to roll back to 2020 emission standards. And the crazy thing here is this emissions standards have been rolled in from like 2005 and progressively got more and more restrictive, more expensive, and more damaging to the engines. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And the next set of emission standards The Tier 5 would basically make it impossible to own a diesel truck. I mean, it's just cost prohibitive unless you're just, independently wealthy or you're running a very profitable business. There's no way you could do it. And I want to say something else too. This part is going to depend on the laws where you live, but around me, I live in rural Kansas. If I drive around here to all these farms and I get real answers from these farmers and these, diesel truck owners, what you're going to find is that at least half of every house I stop at already has a diesel truck that has been deleted. People are deleting these trucks every day, and nobody really cares. You're unlikely, unless you're doing something crazy or over the top, you're unlikely to get in trouble in Kansas for deleting your truck. And who does get in trouble sometimes is the shops that sell the delete kits or install the delete kits. So, as an individual, if I did decide to illegally delete my diesel truck, probably nothing would happen to me. And if it did, I might get a fine and I might have to put the exhaust system back on it. But that just is what it is. But what I was saying is, the president has said he's going to roll back that next layer of emissions regulations. And there are real acts, continuing resolution acts or something, CRAs that have been proposed in Congress that would give certain stipulations that you can delete your diesel truck if it meets this criteria or this or this. And those include if your truck is certified by you to be a certain percentage of the time used for farm use, you can delete it because it's a percentage farm use truck. And that would apply to a lot of people. Another way that you could delete your truck is if you can certify, and I don't know how they would have you prove this or anything, if you can certify that repairing the emission system on your truck would cost you a certain percentage of the value of the truck. So essentially, if you've had this truck for 15 years and it's only worth $10,000 and it would cost you $5,000 to fix the emission system, then the emission system is beyond its usable life. It would essentially be that a truck that you purchased during the time that there was an emissions law in place would now be grandfathered in by the age of the truck to allow you to keep that truck in service. Because what kind of BS is it that, this truck, you have a choice of spending more than the truck is worth or, junking it. We don't want to be a completely disposable society and junk a truck because of the emission system. So this video is kind of chaotic right now. It's all over the place. But I'm excited right now by the possibility that they could put reasonable legislation in place that would allow normal people to save money and maintain their trucks in a more reasonable manner by allowing these diesel delete systems. And I've already said this, but the minute it's legal, I'm deleting my truck. I'm going to get better fuel economy. I'm going to get more power, better performance, and the truck is going to last a long time because of a kit like this from the diesel dudes that stops the madness of self-inflicted destruction of your diesel engine. Now, I said at the beginning that these emission systems are hurting the economy, and it's absolutely true. If I'm a business owner and you're hiring me to do anything for you, you're hiring me to haul something that I need a diesel truck for, you're hiring me to put in a sidewalk at your home or business, and I have to bring heavy equipment, I'm going to bring that equipment with a diesel truck. That is a huge expense on me. All my transportation costs are a huge percentage of my cost, and you're paying them. Anything that's trucked across the country comes on a diesel truck, and those cost of those diesel trucks is put into the price every single time. So it's a major problem. It's hurting the economy. It's hurting the consumer. It's hurting diesel trucks. And hopefully we can pretty soon see a point where we can fix it. And I've already said that I don't think these standards are saving the environment. There is such a thing with a delete as a clean delete and a dirty delete. I'm not a fan of rolling coal. I don't want to crank every ounce of horsepower out of my machine with just run as dirty as you can and roll coal, black smoke, and I don't want more power necessarily. I don't care about any of that. All I want is for my truck to last as long as possible so that by the time I pay off that ridiculous loan I took out on it, it will still be worth something. That's all I want. And that's not too much to ask. So, if you want to improve the performance of your truck, you can go on right now and get a tuner kit that you can legally put on. And if you don't care what the regulations are and you've got a farm truck or it's farm use or whatever the case may be, you can go on there right now for any truck, go to the Diesel Dudes website, put in the make and model of your truck, and if it's an older truck, you might be able to get a kit for $1,200 that does the full delete. If you have a brand new state-of-the-art truck and you have to buy a computer for it, it might cost you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to do it. That's the cost of doing business, and I think it's absolutely worth the money to delete this truck once it's legal. So, I've said my piece. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.